New York session, August 7th, 2025. Session review, number one, actually, this is good. Session review number one. I'm not talking about my trades here. I'm talking about the missed opportunities. Now, one of the, or the biggest issue that I have is being blinded by my bias and being married by to my bias and missing out on the daily move or the session move. Now, clear example here. I was long at the entry on the S&P 500 at the open, and I was long at the open on the Nasdaq. So I was really married to my long bias, and I did not see that the session was printing out to be a bearish session. So let's go through that because I need to erase that from my mindset ASAP. Let's go through that. Number one, I need to pay more attention to those 15-minute divergences. Hola, mi bamboo. We had a clean divergence between highs, 15-minute highs on the S&P 500 and on the Nasdaq. That was very clean. Now, there is a possibility that I didn't see this because I was already out trading. I had already executed 2 positions, 1 loss and 1 win, so that I hit my max trades for the day. So notes also, I'm gonna put another note here. Don't be too eager to jump. I'm gonna do that later. So note, don't be too eager to jump. So taking or executing mediocre trades like this one, it's going to cap my possibility of trading the actual move in the session. If I had seen that I was executing a long trade on inside of a bearish structure, I wouldn't have executed that particular trade, and I would have only executed this perfect long on the Nasdaq. That would have led me to still stay alert to my position after the Nasdaq hit this high and the S&P 500 failed to do so. I would have maybe I wouldn't have flipped because it's not on my mindset yet, but now I need to pay attention to that. Those divergences are super important, right? Now here, after that divergence printed right here, the question is, which market am I going to trade? Am I going to trade the divergent market, or am I going to trade the market that gives me a better risk to reward ratio? The answer is I am probably going to trade the divergent market because I have noticed that the divergent market, in this case, the S&P 500, why? Because the Nasdaq printed a higher high on a bullish trend, but the S&P 500 on the same bullish trend failed to do so. So that makes the S&P 500 the divergent market, which is the market I need to focus on for this possible short or flip on my bias. Why? Because the divergent market is usually going to be the strongest on the reversal. And here, yeah, within 10 minutes, 15 minutes, it hit my target, but that doesn't matter. So I do have this note right here, opening range lows. Here was the opening range low, right? Should I have executed here at the opening range low? Well, no, because there was no 1 minute divergence. So if we look at the time here and the time here, right there. So that high is at 941. The 941 high is here on the Nasdaq. So 941 high is here on the Nasdaq. 941 high is here on the S&P 500. The previous high is here. The previous high is here. So the Nasdaq kept pushing higher, and the S&P 500 liquidated that high. So there was no divergence for me to be short bias still. This 15-minute divergence hadn't print right there. Um, it really printed on this 1 minute divergence. And oh, I don't know that. Let me be sure about that. So that's 10 a.m. and this is 9:30 a.m. 9:45 to this is the 9:45 candle. This is the 10 a.m. candle. This 15-minute range or this 15-minute divergence printed on this 1 minute divergence. So that is what I'm looking for. Blinded by my long bias, I didn't see the move, right? So TP, of course, at the next structure low. I mean, I don't focus on risk to reward ratio. I focus on high win rate, which by definition brings lower risk to reward ratios, right? And eventually TP2 was hit, but I don't run runners. So, but I'm not here to analyze that. I'm here to analyze the actual bias of the day. So at the open, this trade right here is what blinded me to a long bias, followed by this one. And this trade right here is what kept me from seeing the actual bias of the session because I was already out. And to be honest, I wouldn't have seen it anyways. So focus on that for tomorrow.